News 46 is brought to you by Dr. George Leeks, Pahrumps optometrist since 1990, offering full-spectrum eye care for children and adults. Call today, 727-8300. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson. News 46 is also brought to you by Humana, serving the community. Please stop in at 1397 South Loop Road on the corner of Loop and Highway 160.
Tonight on News 46, Pahrump plays a role in a world record, and a man is arrested for kidnapping and assaulting his girlfriend. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
A weekend road closure is reduced to just one day. It's November 6th. I'm Deanna O'Donnell. It took just one day to slaughter a world record. The Koenigsegg Agera RS is now officially the fastest car in the world. Southbound Highway 160 was closed down and traffic was diverted onto northbound Highway 160 while a car maker attempted to set a world record. The 11-mile stretch between the Tacopa turnoff and Sandy Valley was made into a temporary raceway on Saturday. Nevada Department of Transportation thought that they may also be closing the highway on Sunday, but in fact, that was called off after the car maker set their world record. On Saturday, Swedish car maker Koenigsegg did something remarkable in the Agera RS. A factory driver achieved an average speed of 277.9 miles per hour during 2 runs on the highway between Las Vegas and Pahrump. This may make the Agera RS the world's fastest street-legal production car. Here are some runs from the driver's perspective. Spring Mountain Motorsports hosted the events, which brought in a lot of car enthusiasts. The inside driver perspective was recorded by Race Logic's V-Box HD during the 2 runs. The video shows both runs, one with a top speed of 272 miles per hour, the other up to 284 miles per hour. Officials used the 2 speeds and averaged them for the official time, which was 277.9. The driver traveled down the center of the roadway that had a slope. Driver Niklas Lilja handled the car like the professional he is. The Koenigsegg beat the former world record winner, the Bugatti Veyron Supersport, and also put Pahrump on the map once again. A New York man is arrested in Beatty after he allegedly kidnapped a woman from her home and took her across country. 23-year-old John Wesley Turner from Elmira, New York, has been arrested for battery with domestic violence, including strangulation, battery with a deadly weapon, assault with a deadly weapon, false imprisonment, sexual assault, and kidnapping in the first degree. According to the Nye County Sheriff's Office, on Thursday, November 2nd, deputies arrested a man in Beatty in connection with the disappearance of a woman from Cortland, New York. The female 25-year-old Mary Helms Bartholomew, who is the mother of 4, allegedly met Turner online. She and Turner were both reported missing on August 25th. Her mother, Angela Helms, says on Facebook that her daughter, Mary, never showed up to pick up her children or her check that day. The pair were scheduled to go to the DMV together. She found her phone reset to factory settings inside her bedroom and never heard from her until she found out that she was in a Vegas hospital recovering. Nye County Dispatch received an initial call approximately 8:21 p.m. from a citizen reporting that a woman had sustained several injuries after being involved in a physical altercation with a man at a local motel in Beatty. Deputies responded along with medical personnel from Beatty Volunteer Ambulance Service. Upon arrival, deputies located the 25-year-old woman. They interviewed the victim, and she reported that her boyfriend, John Turner, began beating and choking her during an altercation and subsequently left her unconscious on a nearby street. The victim further reported that when she regained consciousness, Turner then took her to a motel room where they had been staying and handcuffed her to some furniture. At this point, Turner continued beating and choking her and eventually injured her with a hatchet. At some point during the attack, the victim was able to free herself and flee from the room to the motel's office where she requested help. Based on this information, deputies began searching for Turner, who also left the motel room but was located nearby. He was detained and questioned. During the following investigation, detectives learned that both Turner and the victim, Bartholomew, had been reported missing out of two separate jurisdictions in New York since approximately August 25th. The victim had met Turner online some weeks earlier and began a relationship with him. At some point, Turner reportedly forced the victim to leave the state of New York with him and threatened to kill her if she did not cooperate. As they crossed the country, her vehicle was eventually abandoned and located by authorities in Big Bear, California. The victim's family was left with no information as to her whereabouts due to the fact that Turner was isolating her and she had no way to make a phone call to her family, who began to fear the worst. The investigation further revealed that Turner, who was also entered as a missing person, and the victim spent some time in Vegas before arriving to Beatty. According to the victim, Turner sexually assaulted her during the approximately 2 weeks the pair spent in Beatty. The victim was subsequently treated at a Las Vegas hospital. Turner was arrested and booked into the Nye County Sheriff's Office Detention Center and is being held on $275,000 cash or bond. We learned more about the gunman behind the Texas church massacre that killed 26 people over the weekend, including his own grandmother-in-law during the attack. Devin Kelley had domestic problems and text-threatening messages to his mother-in-law Sunday morning, soon after he carried out the largest mass shooting in Texas history. Before the shooting, authorities say Kelley looked suspicious at a nearby gas station, wearing a black mask with a white skull-type face on it and a ballistic vest with a plate on front. 10 of the 20 people wounded remain in critical condition today. Officials say almost everyone at the church was injured in some way. After Kelley left the church, he was confronted and shot by an armed resident soon after he called his dad and then shot himself. The 26-year-old suspect was a member of the U.S. Air Force and served at Holloman Air Force Base in New Mexico from 2010 until his discharge. Kelley was court-martialed in 2012 for assault on his spouse and assault on their child. He served a year in confinement, received a bad conduct discharge, and had his rank reduced. In April 2016, Kelley purchased the Ruger AR-556 rifle he allegedly used in the shooting from a store in San Antonio, Texas. Kelley passed a background check because they say the Air Force didn't enter the conviction into the federal database. At one point, the shooter tried to get a license to carry a gun in Texas, but was denied by the state. We'll have more news, including a resident that's looking for their stolen vehicle.